Hi, have you ever had a deal that for some reason the customer's not responding? You get a great message, you're going after the person time and time again, but it just doesn't happen? Of course you have. I've been doing this for 28 and a half years. It happens to me, it happens to everybody. So what's changed? What's happened with the buying climate now versus in the past? Well, I'll tell you what's happened. The average person involved with a purchase of over $10,000 is now 5. There's 5 people where it used to be 1. Number 1. Number 2, there's now 5 pieces of content, the typical buyer. Think about the house you might buy, the apartment you might rent, or car you might do. You want to see it naturally happening in life. And it almost wants to, it calls to you, it's intuition. So how do you initiate those 5 things into a natural process for your buyer? Well, let's see how Hollywood would do it. My friend Will Smith has a nice clip from the movie Focus. Please watch.
How did you do that?
Lee Wan Say, legendary gambler. He bets on everything, anything, huge cash bets all the time. Once the Bellagio put Bill Gates out of the high roller suite because Lee Wan was flying in. He is the perfect pick.
But how did you know who he was going to pick?
He told him to. I've been telling him all day. From the moment he left his hotel room, we've been priming him, programming his subconscious. He's been seeing the number 55 all day long. On the elevator, in the lobby, even the stick pin on the doormat. Not only that, we loaded his route from the hotel to the stadium. He looks out the window, primers are everywhere. Now he doesn't see it, but he does. There's no getting around it. He even sees far. Suggestions are everywhere, from the number of flowers in a vase.
That is genius.
Yeah, and it's not only what he sees, it's what he hears. The Mandarin word for 5 is woo. There are 124 woo-woos in Sympathy for the Devil. Now, he's not registering it, but it's all there. So when he picks up those binoculars, looks out on the field, sees a familiar face with the number 55 on his jersey, some little voice in the back of his mind says, that's it. And he thinks it's intuition, and he picks.
Yeah, how about that scene? Will Smith wins over $1 million at the horse track because of all those little 5s that are out there. You didn't probably even catch them the first time I was speaking to you. So if you're going to see 5 pieces of content, and there's 5 influencers and buyers at the given count, wouldn't you figure there'd be a 5-step process to help socially surround your campaign? Step 1, you've got to follow the person on LinkedIn. It's very easy to do. I'll go over that in a few seconds. Number 2, follow the company, and more importantly, the groups that they belong to on LinkedIn. Number 3, follow the person on Twitter. Not everyone's on Twitter, but if they are, it's very powerful. You've got to follow that person and understand what their likes are. Then next, follow the company on Twitter. And the last piece is set up Google Alerts so that when something happens within a given company, you can know about it. So let me go into the screen on how I do that every day. So first part, I'm going to one of my customers. It's at Lincoln Financial Group out of Philadelphia. Joe Mitchell is the Assistant Vice President. He's in charge of enrollment services. So I know you get your own profile going on LinkedIn, but you want to actually get out so you connect with Joe. He's got a lot of connections. But what I want to show to you is if you scroll down to Joe, you can see he actually follows a few things. He has a skill set, where he went to school, etc., what his positions are in the past. I want to show you his other connections, other people you might be able to sell to in the organization, go over that in a second, and what groups you belong to. So here, I'll join the Insurance Advisory Council, for example. And by joining that, I can see some of the things that he'd be seeing that I would see as well. So as part of that, I'll go back to the site. And again, I'm with Joe, seeing some of his connections at the account. Some of those connections he has that I have will be other buyers at the account. I can follow some of the business he'll be doing as well. And one of the people that is also involved with the purchase is the VP of Marketing, Diane Russell. She doesn't have a picture on her LinkedIn, and I can endorse her, as you've probably done in the past. I can find other people that are probably Diane's boss that are involved. I can then link out to Richard Azener, for example, the Senior Vice President who's involved with the process as well. And I can find out what groups that Diane's in is as well. So that's on LinkedIn. Some of the things you can follow. The company, obviously you'd want to follow Lincoln Financial Group as well. Which I have right here. Hopefully we'll sell over 10,000 seats, for example, with Sign Now. As you can see over here, I'm actually following it. They have over 32,000 followers. So that's LinkedIn. So I've actually followed and actually connected with the person who's buying. I found other people involved with the buying process. I've actually went to their LinkedIn groups and participated in those and followed those as well. And I've followed the company. So there's 2 steps into it. Moving on to Twitter. Not everybody's on Twitter, but it's no different than Facebook. You create a profile. There's some followers, 13,300, so I've been at it for a while. It takes me about 13, 14 minutes every morning while I'm having breakfast. I kind of do some updates. So I follow the individual person, which is easy. Follow the individual company, so I follow Lincoln Financial. And I actually go in and actually follow the person as part of it, and I'll get some notifications from the people through Twitter that things that are part of it. So I see the Indians just won, got into the World Series, for example. I see some of the people that are following me and some of the things as part of it, so you can actually go through and see where a given account you're actually participating in social media with the account. The last part, you actually go to the site. In this case, it would be Lincoln Financial, and you go to the website itself, and you actually go to Google Alerts, and you actually follow the account, so that if anything happens from Lincoln Financial, or anything happens from individuals you're selling to at Lincoln Financial, and you're trying to get to 5, you can actually find information and post content. The last part is you want to go quality over quantity, and on top of that, what do you want to share? You don't want to share what I would call spam. You want to share quality information. Here's a good example. BJ just was on CNBC. That's something you definitely would share, either in Twitter or LinkedIn. Stay away from Facebook. I mean, you can do Facebook, but it doesn't really move the needle as far as business. You want to have 5 people influence adding to account with 5 pieces of content on a 5-step process. Or I really like Michael Hughes' video they did with Microsoft. Very powerful video, extremely well done, and you want to show that. Something very safe, very powerful, showing that we're very large and relevant in the market. So sharing these type of things in the marketplace will certainly give you impact as well. So you're not really creating content, you're repurposing content, and you're sharing it across LinkedIn to the individual, the company, you're sharing it across Twitter and your Twitter in the company, and you're following people on Google, and that's how you're surrounding people with 5 different pieces of content across 5 different influencers at a given account in a 5-step process. Hope that helps.